Good morning, class 9. We are going to continue with The Merchant of Venice. We are going to start with Act 2, Scene 8. Now, the scene again shifts to Venice, alright, where we have Salarino, Salanio, then Bassanio. If you remember, we were talking about Bassanio's departure to Belmont, alright. Now, here we are going, this scene again we are coming to the main plot, and the scene it shifts in Venice, which is, and though it's a small scene, but it's an important one. Okay. Now, in this scene we are shown the manner in which Shylock receives the loss of his daughter. In the last scene we had seen that Shylock's daughter Jessica, she was planning to elope with Lorenzo, and alright, so now here Shylock, he comes to know that his daughter has already run away from the house carrying lots of ducats, gold and money. Alright, so here we see the character of Shylock also. He is confused. He runs out into the street and he starts shouting, ducats, my daughter. So he himself is confused whether his love for his daughter is more than his love for his gold and money. So, and then again we have, this scene is important because we have the rumor of Antonio's ship suffering a shipwreck. So now we can understand like what is going to happen next. Alright, this scene is actually a preparation of what is going to happen next. Alright, so as it is, Shylock is very angry because his daughter has run away with a Christian. Okay, and on you can understand his reaction. You can understand his way of treatment, the way he will be treating Antonio. Alright, when if Antonio's ship doesn't come back and he is not able to repay back that 3,000 ducats. Okay, so it furthers the action of the play. Then we have the affectionate picture or the touching picture of the affectionate nature of Antonio, where we see that Bassanio is going to Belmont, alright, and these two friends, they have to say goodbye to each other, and Antonio is very sad. Okay, so this scene also presents a character, a contrast between the character of Shylock and Antonio, that how Antonio is so sad when he has to say goodbye to his friend, whereas Shylock, he is confused whether his love for money is more than his love for his daughter. Okay, so there's a lot in this scene. All right, so we are going to start with the scene, which is a very short one, scene 8, which is set in the street of Venice. Now we have the entrance of Salarino and Salanio, the two friends of Antonio. Now Salarino says, "Why, man, I saw Bassanio under sail. With him is Gratiano gone along." So Salarino says that I have seen Bassanio. He has already left for Belmont. His ship has sailed, and with Bassanio has gone Gratiano. And in the ship, I am sure Lorenzo is not. So in the ship, Lorenzo hasn't gone. At this, Salanio says, "The villain Jew with outcries raised the Duke." So now Salanio is talking about Shylock. Alright, Shylock, he was shouting. He ran out into the streets and he starts shouting. Alright, because when he comes to know about his daughter running away with lots of jewelries. Okay, so the villain Jew with outcries raised the Duke. So he stirred up the Duke, who went with him to search Bassanio's ship. So because Shylock thought that Lorenzo and Jessica must have run away, alright, they must have sailed along with Bassanio. Salarino says, "He came too late. The ship was under sail. he refers to the Jew, all right, Shylock. So Shylock was late in searching because the ship had already sailed. The ship which carried Bassanio and Lorenzo Bresciano had already sailed, but there the Duke was given to understand that in a gondola is a narrow Venetian boat, so that in a gondola was seen Lorenzo and his amorous Jessica, amorous, loving. Okay, so the Duke was given the information, all right, that the Duke was told that Lorenzo and Jessica had been seen together sitting in a gondola, a small boat, all right, and besides, Antonio certified the Duke they were not with Bassanio in his ship, and moreover Antonio, he assured that Lorenzo and Jessica were not with Bassanio on his ship. At this, Salanio says, I never heard a passion so confused. So he's talking about Shylock, when Shylock heard about Jessica's elopement. So he says that he had never heard such a kind of anger which is so confused, the mood, such a mood of confusion, all right, so strange, outrageous, excessive, all right, and so variable. Variable means changing, because Shylock was, when he came to know about Jessica's elopement, he, like a mad person, he went out into the street and he started shouting, my daughter, my daughter, my ducats, all right. So everyone in the street were looking at Shylock, his confusing, his mood of confusion, because he was one shouting for his daughter and one shouting for his ducats. So people were failing to understand whether his love for his daughter was more, or his love for his money and jewelry, ducats, was more. So as the dog Jew did utter in the streets, what did Shylock say? My daughter, oh my ducats. So he is, people are confused whether he is crying for his daughter or whether he is crying for his lost money. So, oh my ducats, oh my daughter, you can see the confusion inside his mind. He doesn't know to whom to rate more, whether to the money or to his daughter. Fled with a Christian, oh my Christian ducats, justice, the law, my ducats and my daughter. A sealed bag, two sealed bag of ducats which was missing from the house, okay, of double ducats. So there seem to be two kinds of ducats, and one being double the value of the other. So he was very sad, all right. He was frantically running in the street shouting, oh my daughter, oh my money. Stolen from me by my daughter and jewels, two stones, two rich and precious stones, stolen by my daughter. Justice, I ask for justice. Find the girl, she hath the stones upon her. That means she has the diamonds with her and the ducats. At this, Salarino says, why? All the boys in the Venice follow him. So everybody was making fun of the way Shylock was shouting, crying his stones, his daughter and his ducats. So everybody was following him. The boys were making fun of him because one time he was crying for his diamond, then ducats, then his daughter. At this, Salanio says, let good Antonio look, he keep his day. So Salanio is worried looking at Shylock. He thinks that what will be the reaction if Antonio fails to repay back that 3,000 ducats. So he says, let good Antonio look, he keep his day, means let this good Antonio be better careful that he can pay up on the day that the bond expires, because if he fails to pay the money, then God knows what is going to happen to Antonio, or he shall pay for this. Otherwise, if Antonio fails to repay back that desired amount on the said date, then he has to, or he will have to pay for this. Salarino says, Mary, well remembered, so you reminded me well. I reasoned with a French man yesterday. Reasoned means to talk. So Salarino had met a French man and he had given him some information. What was the information? who told me in the narrow seas refers to the English Channel, that part the French and English, means that separates the South England from northern France, all right, there miscarried a vessel of our country richly fraught. So he was given the information that there was a miscarried, refers to there was a shipwreck. All right, there was a shipwreck, a vessel of our country richly fraught means richly laden. All right, it was with a rich cargo. All right, so there had been a wreck, all right, of a vessel of our country with rich cargo, and he was suspecting that the cargo must be of the ship was, it is possible that the ship was of Antonio. So if it is so, it is really going to be a problem. So I thought upon Antonio when he told me this. So when the Frenchman gave him the information about a ship which got wrecked, all right, which was carrying lots of valuables, then Salarino was thinking that it is possible that the ship might be of Antonio, and wished in silence that it were not his, and he wished that this ship may not be of Antonio. Salanio says, you were best to tell Antonio what you hear. So Salanio says that you should have told Antonio what you heard, so that he also becomes alert, but yet do not suddenly, for it may grieve him. Again Salanio says, do not tell him now, otherwise it might be upsetting for him. Then Salarino says, a kinder gentleman treads not the earth. He is talking about Antonio. He is telling that there is no kinder gentleman than Antonio. Treads means lives in this part of the earth. I saw Bassanio and Antonio part, means he's talking about the scene of separation, when Antonio and Bassanio, they got separated from each other. Antonio was really very sad. He valued his friend a lot. Bassanio told him he would make some speed, he would make some hurry, all right, so just see of his return. So Bassanio also was worried. He was also feeling sad because he was leaving Antonio like that, all right. That means it was because of Antonio only that Bassanio was able to go to Belmont, all right. Antonio had become the, he had signed the bond, right, that if he is not able to pay that 3,000 ducats or within 3 months, then a pound of flesh will be taken from any part of his body. So it was, he entered into this danger because for the sake of Bassanio, right. So Bassanio knew this very well, and he also really felt bad for Antonio. So he says that as fast as possible he will be returning back from Belmont. But what was the reply of Antonio? He says, he answered, do not so slubber, not business for my sake, Bassanio. So what does Antonio say? What does Antonio say? Antonio says that do not hurry for my sake, Bassanio. Slubber means spoil your business. The reason for which you are going to Belmont, first you finish your work, first you accomplish for what you have gone to Belmont, and then only you come back. Okay, so don't be in a hurry for me. Slubber not business for my sake, Bassanio, but stay the very ripening of the time. Stay the very ripening of the time, but stay in Belmont till you attain your object. For what you have gone to Belmont, till you have attained it, don't come back to Venice. And for the Jew's bond which he hath of me, let it not enter in your mind of love. So Antonio further says that don't think about the bond in Belmont, all right. Don't think about the bond, don't think about me, don't think about the bond for which I have, which I have entered into for your sake. Okay, so let not that bond thing enter your mind in Belmont, but for what reason you are going to Belmont, first do that. Okay, so, and for the Jews bond which he hath of me, let it not enter in your mind of love. So you're going to Belmont in order to marry fair Portia, right? So think about that. Don't think about the bond. Be merry, be happy, and employ your chiefest thoughts to courtship and such fair ostents of love. So you only focus on your objective. You only let your thoughts be mainly directed to your love suit and to making fair displays of love. Give your 100% in attaining Portia. Don't think about me. Don't think about the bond. Okay, as shall conveniently become you there. Okay, and even there his eyes being big with tears. So when he was telling this to Bassanio, his eyes were full of tears. He could not bear the separation from his friend. So, and even there his eyes being big with tears, turning his face, he put his hand behind him, and with affection wondrous sensible, he wrung Bassanio's hand. So what did he do? Antonio was really very sad. He turned his face away and he extended his hand behind him, and then, wonderfully affected by his love, he shook hands with Bassanio. In this manner they separated from each other. So when the two friends were separating, neither of them were happy, neither Bassanio was happy nor Antonio was happy. Both were thinking about each other, but you can see the way they console each other. You can see how Bassanio says, that I will come back as soon as possible, and Antonio says, don't be in a hurry. First, first finish your work and then only come back. I'll manage everything here. So we can understand the kind of relationship that existed between Antonio and Bassanio, and it also provides a glimpse into the character of Antonio. It tells us how what a good friend was Antonio. He could do anything for Bassanio. At this, Salanio says, I think he only loves the world for him. So Salanio says, I think he loves this world because Bassanio is in it. I pray thee, let us go and find him out. So Salanio says, now let us go and look for Antonio and quicken his embraced heaviness. Embraced heaviness refers to the heaviness of spirit. That means he was very sad because just now he departed, like he was separated from his friend. So he says, now let us go to him and let us provide him some kind of consolation and quicken his embraced heaviness. So let us go, let us find him and brighten up his heaviness of spirit. Let us provide him some kind of consolation with some delight or other. So with some kind of diversion, let us divert his mind. Let him not think about such things which will give him only sadness. At this, Salarino says, do we so? So Salarino says, let us do that. So saying this, they make an exit from the stage together. So with this, we come to the end of scene 8. All right. So you can understand what all is happening here. We are told about the character of Antonio. We are said that how there is a news of Antonio's ship getting wrecked in the sea. Okay, so it prepares us for what is going to happen next. All right, so we are going to start with the next scene, that is scene 9, which is again set in Belmont. So we move from Venice to Belmont in the next class. So we are going to stop here. We are going to continue with scene 9 in the next class.